guys, welcome back to my page. Today we have a very special episode for you. I've been talking about this for months, and we're talking today about hair loss with an expert. We're here with my really good friend Ashley, and Ashley is a co-owner of Dollhouse in Riverside, California, and she is a thinning hair and hair loss specialist. She works on about 5 of my friends that have thin hair and have experienced hair loss, including Sammy. Absolutely done absolute wonders for them and miracles, and I'll show you guys some before and after pictures. But
thanks, friend.
Yeah, thank you so much for being with us today. And I just thought that it'd be so important to have a different perspective, with learning how to combat this hair loss from somebody like you who has so much experience with this. Also, Ashley works with the Pink Ribbon Foundation, where she takes cancer patients to their desired hair goals.
Yeah, so we take women who are experiencing cancer and side effects through chemo, and we kind of try to turn it into an empowerment experience. We will shave their heads, but invite their friends and make it a party, and then we do wig styling. Plus, we have found all kinds of alternative ways to kind of give clients what they need with their hair loss and things they can do while their hair is regrowing back to what it was before.
Which is absolutely amazing, and I've seen some of their behind the scenes footage, and it's just such an emotional process, and you guys know that what we just went through is so emotional too, or what you're about to go through is very emotional. So I just thought that it'd be amazing and just awesome to show you guys another side from an expert. So Ashley, I have so many questions for you. We have so many questions.
Okay, let's get into it.
Yes, okay, let's get into it. So with hair loss, can you kind of give us sort of the 411 about hair loss and how the girls and I can combat it as someone who's just lost a lot of weight?
Hair loss is one of those things that's completely out of our control. And hair loss happens a lot of times. It happens post-surgery, not just weight loss surgery, but surgery in general. Happens after you have children. It happens when you're going through menopause. Hair loss is something that goes along with hormones. So anytime your body goes through a traumatic experience, that's one of the ways that your body deals or releases some of the toxins or the foreign objects and or foreign chemicals inside your body is through hair loss. So a lot of times with women, we really experience hair loss in here, in this temple area. Yes, that is a hormonal place to lose hair loss. So just kind of remember that. Also along here is another place that we lose hair loss, and that's primarily women. For the most part, here and the back of your nape of your neck is usually fine. It's just the area that everybody sees that we tend to lose it. But well, women always get the best of it all. So
nobody talks about how your hormones are just up and down, especially for the first 3 months. It's insane. And a lot of the loss is right here and right here.
Exactly.
With the ladies who've gone through
the
this.
things that you can do are obviously take your vitamins. You can take biotin, you can take keratin, you can take, even if they're not pregnant or trying to get pregnant, we'll continue to take prenatals. There is shampoos that you can use that help stimulate hair growth, like Bosley or Ovation Cell Therapy. But a lot of times with those shampoos and conditioners, you have to keep using it in order to maintain your hair growth, which is annoying because sometimes they can be drying if you're coloring your hair and different things like that. So there are alternative things you can do.
Do you have any brands for the vitamins that you recommended, like the keratin, the biotin? Do you have any actual brands?
I don't personally have any actual brands. I use the hair gummy vitamins from Sugar Bear, but I don't really necessarily have an issue. I can tell you after my kids though, and I still am pretty shallow. I like to call it shallow, but I'm pretty shallow still in here. After one of my kids, all of this fell out. When it's growing back, I had a sideburn. It was
oh my
terrible.
Gosh.
But anything from Clark's, Trader Joe's, I would go more organic route personally. But just basically, you can get them at Target, just anywhere.
Right.
Sometimes those hair growth vitamins have all of that in it. So if you don't want to take, 5 to 7 different vitamins, then you can take one that's comboed. But I have clients that have doubled up on their B12 or doubled up on their keratin. Another thing some of my clients do is they go get the B12 shots.
Okay.
Have you heard about those?
Yes, I have.
I've heard amazing things. I haven't tried it, but I'm so tempted.
Oh my gosh, I want to do it too. I just had a little B12 this morning. My first one was in surgery, and I'm I hope that I can maintain this.
Yeah.
Not get sick. But yeah, I know B12 is really, really helpful too.
For all of you ladies who are dealing with the weight loss, it's just patience and having somebody on your side that will help care for your hair and help maintain its integrity through this process.
And I think that's very important too. I'm just blessed to have someone who does my hair and works on my hair that is a specialist in this subject. But I mean, that's definitely something to look forward to, you guys, if someone is a specialist in this subject and knows how to, you know, maintain the integrity and help your hair get healthy.
Yes.
Rather than just throwing a fresh coat of paint on it. So
yes,
that's super important. I know we were talking about a specific shampoo and conditioner.
Yeah, so PUREOLOGY, which is one of my favorite brands, we're really big on brands with carcinogens in them, especially with all of the women who are going through cancer. And so PUREOLOGY is one of those brands that's clean. It's made up of essential oils, but they actually have a specific shampoo for women who are going through one of those weird traumatic times in their lives, whether it be menopause or just having a baby or surgery. And it's called NANOWORKS, and it's in a gold tube, and it's expensive, don't get me wrong, but it's worth it. It's like a prescription for your hair, kind of.
Right.
And it is, it's awesome because it's very concentrated, so you just need to use a little bit of shampoo, put it in your hair, stick your head under the water, and then lather it up. But it has up to 70 washes.
Awesome.
So that's a brand that I have personally seen make a difference with my clients, and I stand by that brand and recommend it.
And I was today years old when I found out about this, so I will definitely be going and getting some of that because it sounds absolutely amazing.
Yes.
As far as frequency goes with, you know, washing the hair and stuff, what do you recommend? Because I'm a type of washer where I will do almost every day or every other day, and that's probably too much. Like, what do you recommend?
Really, it's to your preference. Some people are oilier than others. Like, I go 6 days without washing my hair.
It's a miracle.
Yeah, that's not always the case. Some little tips is you need to remember that you need to only shampoo your scalp. So the shampoo only goes here. Scalp is where sebum builds, which is oils and dry scalp flakes. And you condition your ends only. So the mid shaft to your ends, which is the middle of your hair, because this hair is what's dirty. This hair isn't. And this hair is what's dry. This hair isn't, because this is being conditioned by your natural oils.
Love it.
Yeah, so that's a way to get longevity out of your product. Also, if you're conditioning your scalp, you're just basically making your hair flat to your head, clogging up your pores, which I don't know if any of you guys heard, but your pores on your scalp and where your hair follicle comes out, that needs to be free and clear, so that way it can promote hair growth. Otherwise, when it's clogged, it's stopping all of those little new hairs from poking through.
Yikes. That's not fun?
No.
That's not fun.
No, not at all.
That's good to know. That's so good to know. It's inevitable. We all just get, you know, all wrapped up in the hair loss, and, you know, people go and see, you know, acupuncturists. They go and get, you know, microneedled. You know, they stand upside down and like twist to the left at night and have like their head a certain way. Like, do those things work?
So I've seen my clients do a lot of number of things that I'm like, okay. I myself haven't gotten acupuncture, but my husband has just recently for an injury, not for hair growth, but for an injury. And he's like one of those people that's driven by science and doesn't believe in the hippy dippy shit, like he calls it.
I love it. Yeah, that's true.
And he swears by acupuncture. He was like ordered by workers' comp to go, and he thinks that's the only thing that made him better. And he's like, the doctor's a witch doctor. I don't know, but he was even just telling me the other day he wants to go back. So, and his acupuncturist was telling him they can stop him from grinding his teeth. So I wouldn't doubt that acupuncture can help stimulate your hair growth.
That's awesome.
There is different things with microneedling and stuff like that, but you know, I think microneedling is something you would need to do for a more permanent situation, as opposed to this transitional stage that you're in, where I just put my body through basically like the worst marathon it's ever gonna go through.
Right.
And your hair loss is a way of your body saying, help me, help me.
Yes.
And so once you kind of get through and all of your levels level out, then your hair growth will come back. So I wouldn't necessarily think that microneedling would be a solution for that. However, there are some people who will never get their hair back, and then microneedling might be an option.
Got it. So I wanted to ask, once we have lost our hair and, you know, the clumps have kind of stopped coming out, like what should we be doing? Should we be doing anything differently than we're doing right now?
Yeah, so basically at this point, it's making sure you're maintaining the integrity of your hair so it doesn't break. So what I like to do with my clients is I have them come in 4 to 6 weeks for a triple T. That's what I call it. And that's a toner, to maintain your color. That's a treatment to help solidify your hair. And then that's a trim. And by trim, I mean like a 1/16 of an inch. I don't mean the haircut. I mean like literally like the length of my nail, not even that.
I love it.
Because what that does is it keeps your end blunt. The second your ends start splitting, it's just gonna keep splitting like a zipper. On a month, on average, a person's hair grows 1/4 of an inch to an inch or more. And you can see that with your regrowth when you're getting your color done. But a lot of times people are like, well, my hair is growing, but it's not growing. Yes, girl, because that's because your hair is breaking. So every time it grows, your bottoms shrink and it stays the same. So if your hair is growing even 1/4 of an inch and you trim off a 1/16 of an inch, you still have growth. And maintaining that blunt line will keep your hair long and strong. Where the treatments come in is all these little guys that are coming in and poking through. We don't want them to break either. So with different treatments such as B3 treatments or Olaplex treatments, treatments that you get in salon, basically what that does is, let's get into some science here. Your hair shaft is made up of disulfide bonds, okay? And there's two of them, and they're paired up together like a zipper. And so when your hair starts breaking with chemical treatment or being dry or medication that you're taking, basically the zipper starts coming apart. So there's all these little single disulfide bonds. Well, these treatments, what they do is they go in and find these single dudes and pair them back up together. So it actually refortifies your hair strand. So that is why they are so important and continuously important. And I actually have clients that I obviously haven't seen in 6 to 7 months because of quarantine, and we noticed a dramatic difference without those treatments. So it's important to maintain those treatments, and those trims are really, really important.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I love it. I'm like, we're learning so much. I feel like it's like a science project.
Yeah, so these little guys, you want to keep them strong and just keep pumping them and keeping them strong as they're growing, and then eventually it'll start getting fuller. You're going to get into what I call the mushroom stage, where it's like nice and full, and then you've got like these little stragglers here, and that's okay. We're going to get through it. The regular trims will help maintain and blend that. If you're very subconscious about it, there's options. Now they have all these amazing things called toppers. Sorry, there goes my cuckoo clock.
I love it. It's falling. I love it.
So basically, a topper is a hair extension, just clips on and blends right in. You can get them cut. They come in all colors. One of the brands that I use is Hair Crown extensions, or Hidden Hair Crown extensions. And they have human hair toppers, so you can curl them, straighten them. But then there's a lot of artificial synthetic hair toppers too out there that are cheaper, that you can try and see if you like to wear. But you know, for those who like want to go out and feel like they want to have full hair, a topper is a great solution to get you through this transitional time.
Definitely. And so should we like be avoiding hot tools during this time when after the hair loss, or does that like kind of help?
I mean, you can obviously, not applying heat to your hair maintains the integrity of your hair for sure. But using proper heat protectant, yes. Using a heat protectant prior to your hot tools, and making sure your hot tools are not over 350 degrees. If you keep it a low heat and use heat protectant, you should be fine.
I love that.
Yeah.
As far as things like, you know, at home routines too, I wanted to also talk about, so the hot tools, and then also like pulling our hair up, and things like, you know, sleeping with a silk pillowcase.
Yes.
Things like that. Like, are these things that work? And then also leaving your extensions out, like I have done. I don't know how I've done it all of quarantine. But
yeah, so silk pillowcase is definitely something that's helpful. Cotton is a wider set kind of fabric. So if you think how the way that it's woven is the holes are bigger. So for my women who are going through cancer and who have lost hair, when you lose your hair with chemo, you're not completely bald. You still have like 27 hairs on your head. And so when they're sleeping on a cotton pillowcase, their little hairs get caught in those woven holes, and it's irritating. So we always recommend a silk pillowcase for them because it's woven tighter and it's softer. And so for that fragile hair that you're sleeping on, these new little babies that you want to keep ever so, you know, alive, silk pillowcase is definitely the way to go for that. You can leave out your extensions, but if you have an extension artist who knows what she's been doing and she has the proper training and certifications for proper application, which I've seen some atrocious stuff out there. So you need to make sure you ask for certifications, and you can even ask to see them. Then the extensions shouldn't be a problem. When I do extensions on my clients with hair loss, when I take them out for a move up, they get a B3 treatment with it. So their hair is being refortified and restructured while we have the extensions in. So that's something hands down. I don't even charge extra for it. It's included in my service because it's necessary. Okay, so pulling your hair up, definitely the coil rubber bands are good, or regular scrunchies. One way you can tell is if your hair is being broken, is when you pull your hair up into a ponytail and you have your elastic. If you are starting to get breakage like from here,
oh wow,
then you'll know, like, hello,
yeah,
let's make common sense here. That's where my ponytail sits and it's breaking my hair.
Oh my gosh, it makes so much sense.
So even like if you're with bobby pins, is another way. So it's not that you're pulling your hair up too tight, but just be conscious of the way that you're doing it.
Shoot, okay, I didn't even know. That makes so much sense with these little baby hairs of mine over here. Okay, wow.
Yeah, so you might just need to use a different type of elastic.
Also, on another note too, like how about coloring? Are we discouraged from coloring our hair? Are we encouraged to?
I think color brands have come so far in all of the years. They're cleaner, they're healthier for your hair. A lot of them have conditioning agents in them. Like maybe I wouldn't do crazy like lightening,
right?
Like bleaching, unless your hairstylist uses B3, which is the treatment I'm talking about, but they also make it so you can put it in your color. I apply B3 in every single type of color I do. So if it's lightening, color, toner, whatever, if it's on my client with fragile hair, they get it in every single bowl of color that I mix. So you need to ask your stylist if they can add that in for you, or if they already are, then that's amazing. Then I wouldn't be discouraged from it.
Okay, good to know. Wow, so it seems like there's a lot of confusion in our industry about this too, because it's just such a subject that everybody's so scared of, because you know, it doesn't happen to everybody, but to a lot of people who have gotten the surgery, they lose so much of their hair. But it seems like it doesn't have to be as restricting as we think it is. Like if we have someone that we work with that works on our hair, that knows how to maintain and manage this, I feel like that's the key. And just, you know, making sure that you're looking out for all of those warning signs that Ashley just taught us about.
Yeah, and do your research. I just gave you lots of things to research, and go into your stylist and say, I need these things in my hair because I just went through this. And majority of them will say, okay, or let me figure it out, or then move on to somebody that will help you.
Yep, definitely. Well, Austin, is there anything else you want to add about hair loss and about the community that we're newly in, that I'm newly in?
No, I mean, I think the community here is amazing, and it's great, and it's really amazing and uplifting to see women supporting each other in a positive way, and being there for each other mentally and emotionally. I mean, that's like super awesome. So you guys can always reach out to me personally. You can DM me or email me or call me. I am more than willing to share the information that I have, because that's how we get through this together, is by being open and honest and sharing information.
Totally. And where can everybody DM you at?
You can DM me at my personal Instagram, which is Ashley R. Barnes. That's Barnes with an ES at the end. Or at Dollhouse Team.
Awesome.
Either one, I get them both.
Yay. Well, thank you so much. We so appreciate you. I love you. Thank you for my beautiful hair. I'm sorry it's not styled right now, but it's okay. You know, really bossy.
We're still in quarantine.
Yeah, exactly. Awesome, guys. Well, I hope you learned something today, and definitely reach out to Ashley if you guys have any further questions. And thank you so much for watching.
Thank you.
Bye.